Hey guys, Kurt the RV dude here. Just wanted to get on here and talk about some of these dealer games that dealers play. The price that you see is not always the price you end up paying. And by that I mean these dealers are getting very creative in some of the fees that they try to pass off to you, the consumer. They have a get ready fee. They charge for the propane, they charge for the battery, they charge freight, they charge a dock fee, they charge an administrative fee, they charge a business tax. When it's all said and done, it can be $3,000 to $6,000 higher than the price you see advertised online. That's not including sales tax and administrative fees that are charged by the state. Those have to be on there, right? No matter what, you have to pay sales tax. You can't get away from that. Listen, I work for a family owned dealership. We're very transparent in our pricing, and we will get you a buyer's order that has to the penny what you're going to pay with your sales tax. Listen, I went to go buy a car. This was about 10 years ago now. My wife's van had reached its useful life. We were ready for an upgrade. The dealership advertised a new minivan at $29,995. I thought, that's a really good price. I'm going to go down and see what that's about. I get there, and I said, hey, Kurt, I need to ask you a series of questions. Got with the sales guy. I was like, okay, yeah, what? He's like, okay, are you a recent college grad? I said, no. Are you a Farm Bureau member? I said, no. Do you own this brand? I said, no. We can't get you the customer loyalty rebate. Do you know the mayor? No. Are you part of the Civitan Club? No. Are you active duty military? No, sir. I work for the RV dealership, right? On and on and on. All these questions. So he said, well, unfortunately, you don't qualify for any of the discounts, so it's $36,995. Is your middle name Sucker? Maybe, right? So, guys, listen. A lot of times the price you see is not the price you pay. I had a guy that just called me recently. He was telling me the story that he went to go buy this RV from a dealer, told him he was paying cash. It was advertised at one price online. When he got there, they said, no, that's the price only if you finance with one of our preferred lenders. We can't honor that price. So he didn't end up buying from them. Guys, these type of games happen all the time. My recommendation is to get it in writing, get it on a buyer's order. Now, if there's a reason they won't get that for you, ask yourself the question, why won't they get me a buyer's order? The truth is there's probably some fee on there they don't want you to know about, or that they're going to tack on when you get to the finance office. I just had a guy that bought a new vehicle. He said that happened to him. Just last week happened to him. He said, I just bought this. He said, I got to the finance office. There was $6,000 additional fees tacked on to what we had negotiated in the price. So guys, listen to me. I'm telling you, get it in writing, get it on a buyer's order. If they won't do it for you, there's a reason. There is a reason. I promise you that they don't want you to have that. You should be able to see all their fees. They should be able to explain it to you. They should be able to break it down for you. And if it's worth it to you, go for it. But I'm just telling you that there's a big difference between a lot of these corporate organizations and big conglomerates in the way they treat their customers versus a family-owned dealer. We're very transparent in our pricing and how we do things. So be aware that these things exist. Speaking of buyer's order, by the way, just a side note, this is when I lived in Tennessee. I went to try to go buy a car, and they had said I wanted the buyer's order, right? I do ask for that. I expect there to be a dock fee. I expect there to be a few fees on there, and I'm fine with paying some of those if it isn't crazy. And she said, oh, no, you'll just have to come down here and test drive it. And I said, well, I've already test driven this car. I know that's what I want to buy. She said, oh, no, we don't do a buyer's order for in-state buyers. So if I lived out of state, you would send me a buyer's order, but in-state you won't send me even though I'm 3 hours away. She said, no, we won't do that. So, guys, I didn't buy from that dealer. So just be aware that there's a lot of games dealers play. Buy from a transparent, upstanding dealership. It's going to make a big difference. Don't fall victim to the pricing game that when you get there, they have all these extra fees and all these extra things. Because there are dealers, I promise you, that don't charge them. Guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate you guys. God bless. Have a good day.